Hi, welcome to Learn English and Practice with Marie. Today we're going to do Advanced Vocabulary Builder lesson number 50, where we'll go through 10 advanced words and talk about their definitions, parts of speech, and a couple of example sentences. We'll finish with a story so we can have some extra practice. This is lesson 50 and I plan on doing at least 100 videos in this series. So if you like this video, subscribe for more. We're halfway there. All right, let's go ahead and hop in. First, listen to me read the words. Abet, quantum, ballad, reiterate, coagulate, tirade, demarcation, staid, arid, abstruse. First, abet. This means to aid, help. It's a verb. And usually this means something negative, like you're assisting with something that's problematic. So, for example, I've heard this word in the context of crime, where someone has abetted someone who's committing a crime. For example, the getaway driver at a robbery has abetted that robbery. Examples are, he was accused of attempting to abet his friend's escape from the authorities. The teacher made it clear that he would not tolerate any behavior that would abet cheating on the exam. Quantum. The definition of this word is very complicated, but stick with me, we'll break it down after we read through. So, quantum can mean a discrete quantity of energy proportional in magnitude to the frequency of the radiation it represents, as a noun, a required or allowed amount, as a noun, or in certain contexts, it can mean sudden and important change, as an adjective. So the idea of quantum is just referring to a fixed quantity. So the word quantum is important in physics. Quantum theory is pretty significant. And with respect to the word quantum being used as an adjective, that last meaning there, sudden and important change, that is typically the meaning it takes on when you hear about a quantum leap, which is something that could happen according to theories in physics related to this idea of quantum. Examples are, the scientist made a groundbreaking discovery in the field of quantum physics. The court must determine the quantum of fines due. Ballad. This means a slow, sentimental, or love song. It's a noun. So some examples of ballads are Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On, Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You, which of course was originally done by Dolly Parton. So these are just beautiful, slow, sentimental songs. I would love it if you could tell me what your favorite ballad is in the comments below. Let's go ahead and hear some examples. The ballad's melancholic melody resonated with listeners' hearts. The classic ballad captured the essence of a bygone era. Reiterate. This means to say something again or a number of times, typically for emphasis or clarity. It's a verb. So to reiterate something is to repeat it, typically to emphasize a point. So, for example, if a parent is telling their children to behave before going into the grocery store, they might tell the children, okay, we're going to be quiet, we're not going to run ahead, we're going to listen. And they might say that before they leave home, but before they walk in the store, they could reiterate those points. They could say those things again for emphasis. Examples are, she had to reiterate the importance of following safety protocols to her team. The manager had to reiterate the company's vision during the team meeting. Coagulate. This means to thicken, clot. It's a verb. So think of the word coagulate as kind of coming together, thickening, tightening up. For example, blood may be running freely, but when it stops running and kind of gloops up, it's coagulating, it's thickening. And I do hear this word typically in the context of blood, but it can refer to other substances thickening as well. Examples are, The blood began to coagulate around the wound, forming a protective clot. The chemical reaction caused the liquid to coagulate into a solid gel. Tirade. This means a long, angry speech of criticism or accusation. It's a noun. So, for example, I might go on a tirade about littering in the street because it makes me very angry, and when I see it, I just need to tell people. So I might go on a long, angry speech about that issue. Examples are, he went on an angry tirade, venting his frustrations about the current state of affairs. The manager's tirade after the project's failure caught the team off guard. Demarcation. This is the marking of boundaries or categories. It's a noun. So, an example of demarcation is surveying a property. So, when surveyors come to survey a property, they'll engage in demarcation, where they'll put up little markers all around the property to show you where the boundaries are. Examples are, the fence served as a clear demarcation between the two properties. The change in color of the pavement indicated the demarcation of the bike lane. Staid. This means sedate, serious, self-restrained. It's an adjective. So someone who doesn't smile, is very restrained, doesn't laugh that much, doesn't tell jokes. Someone with those characteristics might be referred to as staid. For example, the way Abraham Lincoln, one of the past U.S. presidents, is portrayed nowadays is as a very staid character. He is pretty serious. Examples are, the professor had a staid demeanor, often seen as reserved and serious. His staid choice of clothing reflected his preference for timeless fashion. Arid. This means excessively dry. It's an adjective. So, of course, the desert is an arid place. So, an environment where there's very little water and very little natural life, that is an arid environment. Examples are, the desert's arid climate made it a harsh environment for plant growth. The explorers struggled to find water in the arid wilderness. Abstruse. This means difficult to understand, obscure. It's an adjective. So someone or something that's abstruse is not completely clear, usually due to being overly complicated. Examples are, the philosopher's abstruse theories challenged even the brightest minds. The scientist's research paper delved into abstruse concepts that were beyond mainstream understanding. So, let's read through a story for some extra practice. Amelia, a staid woman seeking solitude, checked into a remote desert hotel. The arid landscape outside matched her somber mood. The hotel's abstruse charm intrigued her, making her eager to explore. As she settled into her room, she heard a distant ballad playing softly, a stark demarcation from the quiet surroundings. Later that evening, she ventured into the hotel's lounge, where a singer passionately sang a haunting ballad. Moved by the lyrics, Amelia found herself lost in the melody. Her emotional response surprised her, reiterating the power of music. The bartender noticed her deep contemplation and struck up a conversation, sharing stories about the local legends. He mentioned a quantum event that had once occurred nearby, leaving behind an eerie aura. Amelia's curiosity was piqued, and she decided to investigate the demarcation of where the event had taken place. As she explored, she stumbled upon a spot where fluid at the base of a cactus seemed to coagulate. Mesmerized, she felt a shift in the air, an obtruse sensation she couldn't quite comprehend. Suddenly, a man nearby began a tirade about the supposed significance of the area, claiming it could abet supernatural phenomena. Amelia listened politely, but remained skeptical. The desert night was serene yet captivating, and the hotel's hidden charm made her realize that even in the arid expanse, unexpected moments of beauty and intrigue could exist. Let's read through these words one last time. Abet, quantum, ballad, reiterate, coagulate, tirade, demarcation, staid, arid, abstruse. Great job today. There are other videos like this on this channel, and there will be more. I'll put playlists and videos right down here. Please feel free to ask questions in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!